Good morning, Mizzou fans. Gabe DeArmond here, PM in the AM for Thursday, October 23rd, just 2 days from Mizzou and Vanderbilt in Nashville. We have had coverage all week long, and we'll continue that through Saturday afternoon at 2:30 when the game kicks off, and obviously all through Saturday night. Appreciate you hanging out here with me this morning. We are going to take a look at three things to watch when Mizzou and Vanderbilt do kick off at 2:30 on ESPN on Saturday. And I'm going to tell you off the top, I'm not including defending Diego Pavia here. It's a must. We know how important he is to everything Vanderbilt does. I would argue no team runs through one player through its quarterback as much as probably Vanderbilt does. So that's a given. Missouri has to, you're not going to stop Diego Pavia. You have to do something to contain him, whether that's force turnovers, limit his scrambling, whatever. Alabama's really the only team to do it so far. That is a must. Outside of defending Pavia, here's three things I'm looking at. The Missouri running game. Everybody's got questions about Ahmad Hardy. I've seen one running back in the history of football who can run without blocking, and that's Barry Sanders. Ahmad Hardy is not Barry Sanders. That's what I've found out in the last 2 weeks. He's going to need some blocking. I don't think Ahmad Hardy has to go crazy in this game. Like, he doesn't have to run for 150 like he was early in the season. I think he needs 80. I think you've got to be averaging more than 2.1 a carry like you were at Auburn. If you can get Hardy 80 and the team 150, I think Bo Perbula's legs could be big in this game. So there's my number, 150 rushing yards for Missouri. They go over that. I love the chances. Defensively, we talked about Pavia, but I want to know who covers Vanderbilt's tight ends. Eli Stowers, probably the best in the country, high round NFL draft pick. His backup, Cole Spence, had 5 for 56 and was just making circus catches against LSU. Where does Missouri match that? We've seen them play zone, and they're not very good at it. But I don't know that there's anybody on the roster. I don't know that there's anybody on most rosters who can cover these tight ends one-on-one. So be very interested to see how Missouri deals with Vanderbilt's tight end passing game. And then the third thing is real simple. Whose offensive line is better? Vanderbilt's has been really, really good this year. I don't know that they played a defensive line better than Missouri's. LSU's got guys, and wasn't great. Alabama's got guys, but I would argue Missouri's front seven, especially with Whit Weeks out last week for LSU. I would argue Missouri's front seven is on par with those teams. So who gets the edge there? And then on the other side, like we talked about it a little bit at first, Missouri's offensive line has been hit or miss. Some days it's looked pretty good, and some days it's looked real shaky, most specifically last Saturday at Auburn. So very simply, which team's offensive line plays better on Saturday? If Vanderbilt's offensive line is giving Pavia time and rushing lanes, Missouri's in some trouble if you're not hearing Zion Young's name and Damon Wilson's name. Flip side, like Vandy doesn't have the superstars on the defensive line that some of these other teams in the SEC do, but they're good. Like Missouri has 21 sacks, Vandy has 20. Missouri has 49 tackles for loss, Vandy has 50. They've played very similar schedules. Vandy's actually probably a little bit better. So, Vandy doesn't get the headlines, but their defensive front can get some things done, especially in the passing game. That's going to be a huge matchup. All kinds of stuff all week here on the channel. I talked to you yesterday with Chris Lee from Vandy 24/7. That conversation is up here on our YouTube channel. We had interviews for Media Day, our regular Monday night show. Cody is going to Nashville tomorrow. We will have a post-game show and full coverage all weekend from Nashville. So check all that out. Join us over at the site, 30% off the first year of your VIP subscription. Absolutely huge one. Think it's safe to say biggest Missouri Vanderbilt football game that has ever been played on Saturday afternoon. Appreciate you joining me this morning. Be back tomorrow morning with the day before the game and the prediction of Mizzou versus Vanderbilt. Talk to you then.